wonderful to be here with you. I have an absolutely packed session to share with you today, and it's truly my honor. I'm excited. I put a lot of work into this. I've got a slide deck to share with you. I'm going to be sharing some latest and greatest and just really helping you to understand, like, where should you be putting your focus for 2022. This has been an extraordinary year, 2021, in terms of so many changes happening at Facebook. Of course, now we have to call it Meta. It's the Meta family of apps. Let's dive right in. Facebook 2022, what marketers need to know. And today, here's what I'm going to cover. What you'll learn today in this presentation. Meta. So, when I talk about Meta, that's Facebook's new holding company, parent company, Meta Platforms, Inc. Their top priorities, and predominantly Facebook and Instagram. I'm not going to get too far down the rabbit hole and some other stuff, but I will give you, I'm definitely going to talk about the metaverse, AR, VR, some of the other, things that Facebook's working on, or Meta, I should say. Where marketers should focus. Is the metaverse relevant to you right now? Organic reach tips. I'm going to give you some organic reach tips. Best performing content formats, Facebook and Instagram Reels, groups updates, ads best practices. We're going to talk about shops, much more. So really thrilled to share all this knowledge with you that I've been gathering up for you over the last several weeks and months. But about 64 slides in my slide deck, a lot of topics to cover. I am going to open the doors to my Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass Season 2. It was my most popular class all year long. We did Season 1, and then Season 2, the doors are opening. So I'm going to share a little bit more about that. So just keep in mind, it's mariasmith.com/FBOMM. So really looking forward to teaching that one again. And we'll have live classes starting in late January and on into February and early March. If you have not heard me speak before, I'll just real quick put my bio up here in bullets. I have been doing this since 2007. I'm in my 15th year of being a leading Facebook marketing expert. They do call me the Queen of Facebook. I didn't give myself that name, but it's kind of fun. I like it. Why not? Everybody should, everyone should have a tiara or a crown if they want, right? Social media thought leader, do a lot of webcasts, brand ambassador work. And some of my top clients include Verizon, Bank of America, PNC Bank, Cisco. I've worked with Facebook several times. I do not work for Facebook. A lot of people think that I am an employee, and I am not. I've never been an employee of Facebook. I am a independent contractor a couple of times over the years I've worked with them. All right, so friends, here's the thing. The problem with social media marketing, it is crazy challenging. Over the last decade, no question, it's gotten infinitely more complicated. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to pop it in the chat, and I'll hop over and check the chat. Like I say, it's a little frustrating not being able to put your comments up on the screen, but oh well, live and learn. So all I want you to do is put a number in the chat. What challenges are you facing on Facebook today? Number one, constant changes, hard to keep up. Not sure which content gets the best results. I'll put them all up there, and because sometimes you can read faster than I can speak. Number three is probably a big one for a lot of you. Organic reach is so low, you can't get your posts seen, and really thinking that is, you have to have an ad budget, or maybe it's something else. You can pop 5 in there and just put other. So I'm curious what comments you might have for that. So feel free to pop in the chat. I'm seeing, Melissa's saying crazy challenging. 1, Renee, 1 and 3, Harmony, Mona's a 3. Yeah, a lot of you, I know, right? Yeah, organic reach. Yeah, Lula's a 1. Yeah, you can pick more than 1 if you want, but oh my gosh, you're in the right place. You're in the right place, because with 3, so many of you saying 3, yeah. Organic reach. It's so frustrating, right? Because goodness gracious, those of you who've been around doing this as long as I have, I know that, we used to get such high reach, and organic reach was so 200+%. Chris, I love it. Chris is saying 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 6, all of the above. I hear you. Yeah. And then just things really change, since about 2012, 13, 14 onwards. And so let's take a look at this. I popped this on a lot of my slides. It's kind of depressing, but it gives us a little visual. But then I'm going to give you pretty much all good news after this slide, okay? When you post on your Facebook page, if you've seen me speak before, you might have seen me include this. But I think it's just such a wonderful example, or just illustration, to say. When you publish a piece of content on your Facebook business page, all the white pieces of pie, this is like my pie, or you could call it a cheese wheel. These are pieces of cheese. Who moved my cheese, right? But I like to think of a pie. My dad was a baker. I love pies. All of these people are nothing. Blank, nada, crickets, tumbleweeds, nobody. Zip, zilch. What? Nobody's seeing your content. That's it. One tiny little piece of pie is 5.2%. That's an average organic reach. What? 5 point, that's what I mean. It's depressing. It's like all this work and effort. You do your videos, you make these fancy graphics, you do blog posts and podcasts and whatever you're doing, all this content, you're cranking it out, you put it on Facebook and it's like, practically nothing's happening. Well, guess what? The good news, and that's why I'm really thrilled and honored that you're tuned into this broadcast here today or you're catching the replay afterwards. I always like to highlight that this is the average reach for average people, and I'm positive that we don't have any average people here. You guys are all above average. Yes, organic reach died pretty much in 2014. I'm being very generous there. It was pretty much started from 2012, 2014 onwards. And again, that's for average pages. Watch this. This is one of my recent posts that got 205% organic reach. Now that's an anomaly. That I don't get that kind of reach every day in every post, but I certainly get way, way, way more than 5.2%. Invariably it will be, back up for a second here. Invariably it will be 25%, anywhere from 25 to 100%. And then this wonderful outlier here got a nice 205%. It's still feasible. And I know, okay, Mara, yeah, you're talking about Facebook here and you're announcing the Meta name. The same thing, though, that's what I teach in my F-Bomb program. I call it F-Bomb, I know, tongue-in-cheek. FBOMM, Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass, that I teach these strategies and exactly what I do and how you can emulate that as well. So Facebook, of course, and I know you all are here, you're using Facebook, but when you look at the world's most used social platforms, Facebook owns 4 out of the 5. Right? The only one is YouTube, which Zuckerberg has referred to in many of his different broadcasts and earnings calls. YouTube is YouTube is his biggest competitor when it comes to video. And of course, you got TikTok coming for his lunch as well. We'll talk about TikTok a little bit later. So let's dive right into some organic reach tips, because you're all saying to me that number 3 was really one of your top challenges of really trying to get that organic reach. And I feel for you, I really do. And fortunately, you're here today, you're listening to me. I do encourage you to take a look at my Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass. I'll share a bit more about that later. So what you can do right out the gate is you really do want to post more video content. Facebook has been favoring video content for the longest time, and I'll get a bit more into that in a couple other slides here. So, and I know it's like, Mara, I know for years, I know I'm supposed to do video, but it's like, I don't want to do live. I was just talking to a client yesterday and I'm like, looking at her page and like, can you do some more lives? She says, I don't like doing lives. It's just as I said, I just much prefer, if I'm going to do video, I want to be on camera, but I want it recorded so I can edit it. It's terrifying. It's almost as terrifying as public speaking. And then you've got this whole other layer of, holy moly, what if the tech goes crazy? What if the internet? What if you press the wrong button or whatever? Or nobody shows up? There's all kinds of fears that can come up for us when we're broadcasting live. And so the good news, though, is absolutely you can still use Facebook Live and you can broadcast as if you're live. I'm using Ecamm for Macs right now, and you could totally pre-record. This is me live right now, but it could be pre-recorded. I just hit that button and broadcast it as if it's live. And then the other cool thing is on Facebook, you've got that inside of Creator Studio, there's a feature called Premieres. Definitely favoring image, so more visual content, videos, lives, and image. Now the cool thing is that both video and image and live, you can put in calls to actions and links in the description, in the caption. Hashtags, it's been important now for 18 months. It was July last year, 2020, that Facebook finally made hashtags important on Facebook. So they've always been important on Instagram, but if you go into Creator Studio now, they even give you a place where you can save hashtags, you can search, you can see what's trending right now. They even have a new thing, it's called Discovery Hub, where you can see what's popular posts. So definitely adding your hashtags, it really makes a difference. I prefer not to. Let me just hop right over to my, I'll switch over to Chrome. you'll see, and let me just find an example, scroll down a bit. Okay, this one probably is a good one right here. We're going to talk about this one. Now that's a lot. I tend to write like mini blog posts. Usually studies show that it's better to do shorter posts, but you'll see what I do with my hashtags is I push them way down to the bottom. I even put some dots in there. It's just like my hashtags on every post are purely to help get more organic reach and to help discoverability, help people find the content. As opposed to, I don't really want people clicking on those hashtags. I say that in many of my different classes, because if someone clicks on your hashtag, then they've left your post and they're gone. So it's more about helping people to find your content. Mix up the frequency. That's a really huge one as well, because it's perfectly normal if you think, gosh, nobody's seeing my content. Nobody's seeing my content. I'm posting once a day. Okay, I know. Let's post twice a day. Oh, okay. No, I know. Let's post 3 times a day. No, I'd rather see you dial it back and even skip a day. Post maybe 5 times a week and skip a couple days. Go for fewer, better quality posts versus more quantity. And then definitely having stories. Stories will help, and reels as well. Not everybody has reels on Facebook yet. We'll talk about reels coming up in another section. But if you can, ideally 1 to 3 active stories in any given 24-hour period. So that's literally only 6 organic reach tips I have for you there. Those are some of my best ones. However, in my F-Bomb program, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about now, is, and you can go there. I'm just going to pop this in the chat, wherever the right tab is. Let me come right up here. I believe it's right here. Come join us for season 2. And so briefly, and I've got tons of content. Don't go anywhere, because I just want to let you know this is here. I'm not going to go on and on about it. You can check it out afterwards. But I've got so much great free content for you today. But if you really want to take your organic marketing to the next level, this class is available for you. It's ridiculously affordable price, only $147. I've got VIP upgrade you can do there as well. But let me just show you briefly what you would learn in here with these 6 different modules. I'm going to back up to here. Critical organic reach elements and some myth busters, how to publish the right content, build your loyal community using groups, using my 3-part formula, and best performing content types. And then initially I started out last year with 15 organic reach tips, and I just gave you 6. And in this program I have 45 organic reach ninja tricks. Yay, how cool is that? And video, I have a whole session, a whole class only on videos. It's that important. Then I talk about my amplify process. And then even though it's all about organic, I do have one whole module, one whole class about ads, because ideally you want to have this balance between even a small budget will give you a lift in your organic reach. I know it's counterintuitive. You're like, what? I have to pay to get more organic reach? I know, but it's like Facebook wants us to see that we're taking advantage of, all that they offer. So I'll circle back in a little bit about that some more. Meantime, let me dive into some more content for you. So what I'm going to walk through real quick in this section is 10 Facebook content formats. 10, can you believe that? There's 10 different types that we could potentially publish on our Facebook pages. I'm predominantly talking about the business pages today. So one is image posts. Definitely you're going to get better reach and engagement with an image post versus a link post where they have the preview, generally speaking. But the thing is, you can make an image post and still put the link in the call to action. And ideally, we call it above the fold, right? Above the see more button. Not in the call. I see so many people doing this. I am not a fan. I'm not a fan at all of putting a link in the first comment, because guess what? You say to the people, you say to your audience, share, like they go to share it. They share your post. It does not bring that link with it. It goes off and creates a whole other fresh post. And whatever link you put in that comment, it's not going to go with the post. So I think I just had a quick example up there a second ago. Sure, I'll just use that same example. This is an image, right? This is an image post. And you can see, because for this one, it's just informative. I'm not necessarily wanting to drive the people to a specific landing page. If I was, it would be above the fold. Actually, there's probably another good example if I come down. Yeah, like this. Here's an image post with the CTA above the fold. That's okay. So And the image size, square, or the Facebook size, Canva, a lot of us here use Canva, you know, the usual template that they have is 940 by 788, but then you can export it as 2 or 3 times bigger, so it's much higher resolution. You know that little slider button, that magic slider in Canva? Export it in a much bigger size, even though you've chosen the Facebook template. Videos, I'm going to zip through these like I say. I got a lot to share though, and I don't want to miss anything. Same idea. These are native videos that you've uploaded to Creator Studio with a link and a call to action. Ideally, again, depending on what your purpose of your strategy, your strategic intent of that post, you're posting it above that see more. We call it the fold, right? But so that people don't have to click that more button, go all the way down to the bottom, go, oh, that's what you want me to do. Click this link way down here, buried down here. Make it real obvious. Again, not in the comments, okay? Now, believe it or not, 5 or more minutes. I see a lot of people doing really, really short videos, and short videos have their place. We know stories are 15 seconds, although Instagram's testing 60 seconds. Did you hear that news? Instagram's testing 60-second stories. Of course, we got Reels. Reels started out on Instagram as 15 seconds. Within 1 month, they bumped it to 30 seconds, and then about I forget, I have it written down somewhere, but I think it was within a year they bumped it to the full minute. But meanwhile, TikTok had bumped their length of TikTok videos up to 3 minutes. So what's the bet? Before long, who can guess? Instagram's going to just copy it and they'll have 3-minute reels. I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing. But then if you're going to do for ads, 15 seconds for Instagram in-stream, but you can do from 5 seconds, believe it or not, to 10 minutes for Facebook in-stream ads. So that's on the video side. Just another slide here. There's so many formats. Actually, I'm just going to put them all up here at once so you can kind of see them all. Between Facebook and Instagram, of course, the Meta-owned companies, so many different formats for video. Remember when Watch first came out, the Watch platform, like we had to apply to get a show and we wanted to get featured. And now it's like every single video, native video, premieres, lives, they all are featured in the Watch. Of course, we've got the live streams, we've got Reels on both, we've got stories on both. And then IG, they changed it from IGTV, it's now called IG Video. And they're going to be merging feed videos, the feed video on Instagram with the Instagram video because, Adam Mosseri, the head of Instagram, is like, I think we've got too many features. Now, I have a regular television here to do, Facebook TV, but the thing is that most, there it goes. Most people are watching on their mobile devices. So I'm going to hop over and I have this wonderful graphic open in a different window and I'll pop the link because I got a number of different resources to share with you today. And so I want to make sure that you have them. So this one here, I'll pop the link in a second, but it's called the world's most used apps by what they call downstream traffic. So, and you guys can see that okay? I might do this. I think I'm going to open it in a new window so that I can zoom it up a bit more. There it goes. Fill up the screen a bit more. So if we look in this green half, right? The green half, 49%. So pretty much half of all downstream traffic on mobile devices is watching video. YouTube is 48% of that half, right? So YouTube's a half of it. TikTok is 16%, but Facebook video is 15% and Instagram is 12%. So 27% total for Meta. I'm sure Zuck's happy about that he's more than TikTok between the two apps, right? Netflix is only 4%. I think most people watch Netflix on their TV, not necessarily their phone. But I thought this was really an interesting graphic for y'all to see. That social networking by itself as a category is 19%. So for those of you who might be interested to look at that graphic a little bit more, I'll pop that screen, I'll pop that resource right here in the comments for you. Okie dokie. So video. I know if you do nothing more, if there's one takeaway that you get from today, it's like, oh gosh, all right, I got to double down on video in 2022. And it doesn't have to be polished and professional and super duper and high end. It's like you just, you grab your phone and you shoot and you keep it portrait, you do the full screen 9:16 and you be yourself. Be yourself best you can. I know we've got agencies and brands and different size businesses, you're not necessarily, a personality-based business or a creator or an influencer or whatever the names are these days, but rather you might see if there's somebody on your team or in the company who really naturally loves being on camera. They might not even be like in the marketing department, or they might not even be necessarily customer facing, but you got a little superstar in your company and your team, and they're like, I would love to help to create video and maybe, be a voice and a face for the company. But then of course you've got, stock footage and lots of other ways that you can create video that doesn't have to be somebody on camera. Now, actually 1 second, because I think I might have had, okay. Yep, no, that's good. I said all that. Perfect. I'm just checking my notes, make sure that I covered everything for you. All right. So live, if you can, if it's your jam, if you're like freaking out and going, Mari, it's just not for me, then don't worry about it. Do pre-recorded or just focus more on video and do your stories and your reels if you can. Otherwise, if you can do live, if you can strive for about once a week, and if that's a leap, do every other week. Roughly 10 to 45 minutes is usually good, and you can schedule it with a new Facebook Live event. I put test there because, test it out and see how it goes for you. This particular one, I did schedule it as a Facebook Live event. Oftentimes I do my lives just extemporaneously and without necessarily pre-scheduling them. There's definitely advantages. A tremendous advantage to pre-scheduling it is that you can boost it, you can promote it, you can drive traffic. In fact, I think you can see that. I'm going to share my screen again. Facebook's even encouraging me to boost this video right now. It's not updating the stats because obviously it's reached some people here. But isn't that interesting where they're encouraging me to pop more money? I did boost this a little bit as the scheduled event, and you can get RSVPs. But, you can actually boost the event like that as well while it's live. They keep playing with that. Sometimes it's available, sometimes not. So Reels now, huge emphasis for creators. I'm going to talk about creators more in a minute here. Zuckerberg, Adam Mosseri, they're so determined to compete with TikTok. And I don't know, did you see the news? Was it yesterday, the day before? TikTok's just announced some new live streaming platform. Was it for desktop even? I thought I saw go by. And then they've got a tremendous number of users, and they're just incredible, the growth of that company. I personally don't do TikTok, but I know a lot of you do. Reels on Instagram outperform all other content formats. It's the biggest contributor to engagement, and that's why Facebook's really doubling down with bringing Reels over to Facebook. I don't know if it's really going to fly there. I'd love to hear from you all. Pop in the comments if you're having success with Reels on Facebook. I'll come back and circle back and read all your comments after, because it's hard to read and talk and do my slides all at the same time. But yeah, is anybody here having any success yet with Reels on Facebook? For the most part, what I'm seeing is they are featured. They're being brought over from Instagram to Facebook by Meta, right? It's Meta that's pushing them over there and featuring them. And they typically have millions of views. And I know there's certain countries that Reels are not available yet. Let's just see. Oh, thanks, Christopher. Okay. Let's see. Usually they have, I'm just looking at my phone because sometimes I can bring my phone up there, but oh, there it goes right there. Yeah, like 3 million, 10 million, it's showing up a little bit differently. So I don't think I want to get distracted with that right now. We might circle back to it. But when you get the opportunity, you can create a reel on Instagram, and there's a little setting that you can automatically cross-post it over to Facebook. Okay, so that's something to consider there. Yeah, I hear you, Darren. Kathy's saying, I know Reels are all the rage. I'm just find them really annoying. I know. You and me both, Kathy. Deborah, I don't have it in the UK yet. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's just a little bit crazy making at times. Basically what it is short form video. It's less than 60 seconds, although as I mentioned earlier, because TikTok now has 3 minutes, before long, what's the bets? Facebook, Instagram, Meta, they're going to have to compete. Here's a full year ago, that Adam Mosseri said that TikTok is the most formidable competitor the company's ever seen. And I'm like, yeah, it's about time they had a really fierce competitor. They've had it easy for like 15 years, right? And I just threw a little example there. You know, you can put pretty much anything you want in a reel. It doesn't have to be beaches and beautiful sunsets. Good grief. Stories, I'm going to be really interested to see how stories continue to fly, continue to flourish in 2022, given the massive push for reels. I still am a big fan of the format because it gives you that wonderful top of feed and top of mind awareness. And you can create an Instagram and then cross post to Facebook. That's what I do, over to my business page. And then often I save it to my camera roll and then I'll upload it separately a little day later, a few hours later, to my personal profile. And really aiming to have 1 to 3 active in any given 24-hour period because it's free visibility, top of mind, top of feed. And there's that, 60-second stories. I don't know. I think some people find 15 seconds is long enough. So we'll see. Maybe Meta will innovate a little bit with their stories, but it does get a little kind of confusing when you're, okay, jeepers. Okay, I got 5 minutes. Should I post a story? Should I make a reel? What's going to give me more bang for my buck, as we call it? I can show you on a desktop, or I could show you on my phone, but reels, I've done a few reels and it's always interesting. So it's no fair. My cat gets more views than me, right? There she is. She got 6,000 views. That one just got 2,600. But I think there's consistency. You really have to be posting reels regularly, and you can choose to put them on the main wall or feed if you want or not. The reels, I mean, where stories are always just in their little bubble at the top or in the highlights. Colored background. This one is a big takeaway for you. There's a lot of pages, including my own, that find tremendous reach, engagement, visibility with this format. I would encourage you to strive for a question or a quote, and it can get really great engagement. I'll show you an example. This is what I mean. This was a little bit ago. Are you active on TikTok? Another one just saying if you could share one piece of advice for business owners starting out, what would it be? And they get really, really good reach and engagement. You can create them. Let me go into Creator Studio. I think that's the better way to show you. Create post, and then I'll share my screen in a second. Okay, so I usually recommend creating it in Creator Studio, and it's not obvious, but do you see that where my cursor is, like a little colored block? It's exact same as in your group and your personal profile. So we click that and you have all these to choose from, and unfortunately we can't really get any others. Like whatever's here, that's your choice. And you click it. I think it's been a little buggy for me, maybe because I'm overtaxing everything here, but you click on it and then you're going to type your text in here. It should update. There it goes. So there's a little update. So that's how it does. So what is really cool is the algorithms are reading it as a text post, and it's limited on characters, but you will definitely get, and I wouldn't do every post, but some posts, and you can get some good reach that way. Okay. Plain text. That's no visuals in background. I typically rarely would ever do this type of post, even though Mark Zuckerberg not practically, he does a lot of posts or just text. I just threw his in there because as an example, right? And of course he's Zuck, right? He's the owner of the company. He can dial up his own organic reach if he wants. But that's a type of post, and you could experiment it. Let's say you're always doing photos and videos and color backgrounds. You're just wondering, okay, let me just throw a pure text post in there and see how it performs. That's worthwhile. Now then, link post is number 8 of 10. Typically get the lowest reach and engagement, unfortunately. Why? Because Meta, Facebook, they want to encourage people to stay on the platform. They don't really want users leaving the platform. I know it's frustrating, but people do anyway, and they want to click through. This is actually a report from Facebook itself. It's their transparency division, and it's a report they bring out, I think, quarterly. And so they show the top 20 domains account for about 2% of all the newsfeed content views. And number one, this is amazing to me, number one is actually YouTube. I've always been saying for years, never post YouTube links. YouTube links get the lowest reach and engagement, but people do it anyway. And so they still get pretty low reach and engagement because it's a very, very small percent. The vast majority of the best performing content types will be an image post with a link or a video post with a link or the color background. You can't put a link in a color background, but So that's your link posts. We obviously still want to drive people to our different landing pages and offers, and you can do that through ads as well as organic. Live audio rooms is relatively new, and that is available to profiles, groups, and pages. And it's not available to everybody, but it will be interesting to see the uptake of this. And I know that, Zuckerberg and team threw it out there real fast around April of this year, 2021, in response to Clubhouse, which was going crazy. And now it seems to have plateaued a little bit. I know it's got its diehard fans, but there's a lot of people that are not using Clubhouse anymore. Live audio rooms are coming to more users. The cool thing about live audio room, whether you do it on your profile, your group, or your page, is it creates a post and there's an instant replay. You can also schedule them in advance. So this little screenshot here is an example of Zuckerberg. He's used it a few times. Also, I've seen a lot of celebrities using it. I'm not seeing a lot of marketers and businesses using it so much yet. But that's a great feature. Number 10 is events. So this, for example, today, this is an event. I scheduled it as a Facebook Live event. You don't have to do the event with live, and you can also do it free or what's called paid. POE is paid online event. Now, let's have a word. It's up to you. I don't know about you. I personally am having a merchant account for like 20 years, running my own business all that time, over 20 years. And I just assume when I'm making a paid offer, I want people to pay me through my own merchant system, and I know where the money is, and I get paid quickly. Whereas with paid online events coming through Facebook, and there's certain criteria and thresholds, and I think it's through Stripe. And then there's I've heard that you don't sometimes might not even get paid for like up to 6 weeks, depending on the flow of like their payment terms, whatever. But I also know people in my Social Scoop group that are doing exceedingly well with paid events because they are just doing them consistently and regularly, and it's working really, really well for them. There's another format called classes. I almost set this one up as a class. And then I got spooked. I freaked out because, and you can do it with a room. You can do a class with a room, which is basically Facebook's answer to Zoom. It's a video conference with up to 25 people. But the thing that spooked me, and I decided not to do it as a class, is it creates automatically a group chat. And I'm like, we have like 2,600 people RSVP'd for this event. I don't know about you, but I do not want to be in a group chat with 2,600 people. So there was no way to disable it or remove it. And so I'm like, okay, I can see that's a really cool feature for a smaller and more intimate class. Tracy, you're saying POE is so confusing. Marty's saying the same. Yeah, Melissa, you're asking how a class works. Well, it's very, very similar to what I'm doing right now here today. And you set it up as an event. If you set a fee for it, then you can charge and people would pay you through Facebook. And then, then you would just show up on live and you can teach, or you could connect it through Zoom. You could have where instead of doing it through a live, you can do an external link. So people could pay you through Facebook and then you teach it. Maybe you could be in a group, or of course, if you're doing it in a group, you probably don't need to set it up as a class. So if we have time, I could maybe demo that later, but maybe not. So I've got so much more to cover. So the last, I snuck an 11th one in there. I said 10 content formats, but here's an 11th one. It's a podcast, but it's not relevant to everybody, because if you don't have a podcast, then this is not relevant. Maybe you're thinking about having one though. I was just chatting to my friend Mike Stelzner the other day there. I'm interviewed for his podcast. The 10th time I've been a guest on his show in the last decade. It's pretty exciting. And he has his podcast hooked up, and you can only see them on mobile device. The really cool thing is you get more listeners. They have a really nifty feature called clips, where people can listen to a portion of the podcast, clip it, and share that little clip out to their audience. And so yeah, if you have a podcast, you want to hook that up to your Facebook page. It should show you. In fact, I even have it. Watch this. I'll go back to Chrome for a second. Right here, down on the left-hand side, see where it says podcasts. So I could click podcasts, and I don't have one, but it does it through the RSS feed. So it just pulls it automatically. You don't have to do anything. You just, every time you publish your podcast, boom, the episode goes right there onto your Facebook page. You could get more listeners and more subscribers. It's really cool. I'm glad they did that. as a cool feature. All right. Now, of all those different ones that I just talked about, 11 different content formats, this is the order in which they perform the best reach and engagement. Facebook Live, image posts, native video, number 3, greater than 5 minutes, link posts are in there, and then the status, which is also includes the color backgrounds or just a plain text. And this is directly from our friends here. They're now called Amplify. They used to be called Social Bakers. They got acquired. It's called Amplify. So these are the best performing content types after studying 145,000 Facebook brand pages. Okay, so just a quick reminder, if you just joined us and tuned in, I am definitely opening the doors to my season 2 of my Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass. Don't go anywhere, friends, as I got a whole other ton more content to cover. We're going to be talking about the metaverse and shops and groups and chatbots, ads. I got to talk to you about Facebook ads, best practices going into 2022, and some great nuggets for you. But if you would like to learn more about your organic marketing and get much, much better reach, engagement, and conversions, then I definitely invite you to come on board to my season 2. We led season 1 in August. So you'll get instant access to season 1. All the class content is there for all of these 6 modules, and you can study those right away. And then I will be doing 6 more live classes and reviewing and going through all the key highlights and adding in any fresh content. So you kind of get a 2 for 1. Okay, friends? So make sure that you take a look at that. You can wait till you're done watching this, of course. Thank you. Yay. Hey, Sherry. Absolutely. Come join us. Awesome. Brilliant. Okay, so let's dive into the more topics. And by the way, a lot of these topics I asked you, my followers, my audience members, what you most wanted to learn about. What are some of the key topics that you really wanted some support with? And that's where I created today's curriculum, today's agenda. Scheduling content. A lot of you have asked this. I know it's been an age-old conversation for probably about a decade, but now we've got new tools, right? So should you schedule content for Facebook and or Instagram in Creator Studio? What about Business Suite? If you have Business Suite, everybody has Business Suite mobile, but not everybody has Business Suite desktop. Or what about a third-party app? Oh my gosh. I know it's amazing we're having this conversation, but a lot of people just really don't know. Does it really make a difference? It is, where are we at? 2021? I would say up until about 2015, it might have made a tiny difference, like 1% to 1.5 to, if you used a third-party app. Now, nope. You schedule wherever you want. A third-party app, Business Suite, Creator Studio, doesn't matter. You can use any one of them. If you really want to take something for a test drive, I would, for 1 month, do it for 30 days. Don't just do one day and then the next day. 30 days, schedule everything in Creator Studio. Then for the following 30 days, try a third-party app if you're really wanting to use an app. I use Agora Pulse for Twitter and LinkedIn. I do use Creator Studio for Facebook. Just because I like it to be native. I like to be kind of in the trenches natively. That's all. But you can definitely use third-party apps. Now let's pivot here and talk about Meta and creators. You've seen some pretty big things come out recently, really focused on creators and how much money Facebook's investing, or now Meta is investing. So creators is $1 billion investment to entice content creators. It's not quite the same as influencers. We could call them influencers, but really practically everybody here, we're all content creators, right? We're all content creators. Just the nature of the social media industry, world, platforms, channels, right? That we have to create content. So we're all content creators. However, what Meta is particularly talking about here is creators that are cranking out these, crazy, entertaining, viral hits that get millions of views because Gary Vaynerchuk said it, 12, 15 years ago, eyeballs are monetizable. Wherever eyeballs are going, somebody's making money. And so with those millions of viral views, That's some good ad placement. And of course you got the TikTok as the competitor. So Meta wants to really incentivize these creators. Hey, come create your content on our platforms. The Reels Play bonus program is astonishing. I was just looking this up for when it first launched. You could earn up to, that's the max, $530 for 200,000 new plays. And then it's jumped from that to 35,000 for 50 million. 50 million. You see, how unattainable is that? How unattainable. That's the max. So you could get a little bit. I think I just checked the other day and I think I earned a tiny little bit of money on one of my reels. And I've only done like a few on Facebook. And I do some on Instagram, but anyway, it's basically an incentive or a bribe. Is it a bribe? An ethical bribe? Is an incentive to make sure that you're creating your content and getting tons of views on Facebook or Instagram. They've got this whole stars. I'm not necessarily a fan of stars. I had them and I had Facebook take them off. But Zuckerberg's always mad at Apple and how Apple's taken their cut. So they've done this new thing with stars, and they got a whole separate store that people can go and buy the stars in advance, and then they can give you your stars for gamers and live streamers. Now, fan subscriptions is really, really interesting to me, and I'm seeing that they're going to be doing quite a bit more with that. This was... when was this? October, I think they launched it. And it really annoys me when Zuckerberg does these updates like this, talking about putting more information in the comments, because every one of those 12,000 shares only shared this part and not all these comments. But check this out. Marketers, perk up, prick your ears up. Did you see this? With the new subscriptions, you will be able to download the email addresses of your subscribers, and Facebook is going to pay you for each new subscriber you have. Now, this is attainable. 50 million views on your Reels, that's pretty unattainable for most people. But setting up and creating a subscription product, a program, a coaching program, whatever it might be, or getting people to have more value, and they're in a community with you, a paid community, and you get their email addresses, and Facebook pays you. I mean, I think that's awesome. Then I just announced this the other day on my profile, on my page. This is long overdue as well. You will have a chance. And this is not everybody, and I don't know how it's going to apply. I've seen some people have it. I don't have it yet. It will show up on your mobile device, on your personal profile. You'll have the option to convert your personal profile to what's called professional mode. What that does is it opens up stats. You'll be able to see all kinds of metrics. And if you can see where my cursor is on this little fourth screenshot over here, paid online events on your profile, stars, bonuses, top fans. It's basically what's happened is Facebook's seen many creators have been using their personal profile to build a following, create content. And of course, ever since they introduced the follower, right? Because that's the answer to having more than 5,000 friends, is as long as you can have followers, you can have unlimited number of followers. So it's just a matter of flipping the switch, and okay, now you've got a professional mode. Now, I had a little bit more to share with you on subscriptions. Let me okay. I think I might have shared it all, but I think... One second, friends. I'll pull that up. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, I think I covered most of it. It was in my social scoop group. I'd posted about this. Download email addresses. Facebook will pay you. But then, okay, so this is pretty cool. You're going to have a special link for your audience to sign up, which bypasses signing up through Apple iOS, meaning you will save the 30% fee that Apple charges. Yes, Zuck is pissed at Apple. So that's kind of cool. So those subscriptions at the moment are coming to pages, but they might be coming to these professional mode profiles as well. So who's excited about that? Let me know in the comments. If you get the option, do you think that you'll switch to professional mode? Daniela is saying, yep, about time, I know, right? Beth, I think you're asking disadvantages of making the switch. None, really none. The only thing is I do wish that we could do it the other way around, where we could publish content, business related content, creator content to the public, but not to our close friends and family, right? Because close friends and family, they don't necessarily want to see all the business content there, so anyway, that's that. Professional mode, I think it's cool. I will definitely make the switch. Sure thing. Facebook gives me another opportunity to reach more people and get access to these tools. Let's talk about this metaverse. What in the heck is it? Why is Zuckerberg going so crazy about it? Why is he trying to dominate it? Well, I don't know. I think he's always been quite jealous of Steve Jobs too, how he really kind of owns the whole ecosystem of the Apple app world. I think he's trying to build that up. But of course it is. There's Google, there's Apple, all these big tech companies are involved in creating the metaverse. It's not just Facebook. And Zuckerberg said that. So Meta's plans is they're going to invest $10 billion to develop a virtual reality environment. And the keywords that Zuck's been using for quite some time are immersive, having this sense of presence so that it feels like you're almost there. He's mentioned that building community is a key part. So that is where groups. Now, I know it's easy to think, oh my gosh, AR, VR, you got to wear the goggles and have those doodads in your hands. And I'm not a gamer. Oh, that's not for me. Excuse me. Then how is this relevant to me as a business person, as a marketer? However, keeping our eye several years down the road, I think it does behoove us to just keep informed of what's happening, because with the groups, that will be a big component of the metaverse. Even I've seen Zuckerberg say that you're thumbing through your Instagram feed and you see whatever, like somebody's at a concert. This is pretty far-fetched and probably not for a while. This is where he's translating the existing world and format into the more virtual metaverse world, where you're thumbing through Instagram, somebody's at concert, you tap the button and boom, you're like transported, teleported, maybe put your Ray-Bans on or your contact lenses. I don't know. To me, it's all just pretty far-fetched for now. For most business owners, if you're on the cutting edge, you're an early adopter, you're into blockchain, crypto, NFTs, non-fungible tokens, that's your jam, then you'll probably be all over the metaverse and it's your thing, and that's great. Go for it. But for the vast majority of small and medium-sized business owners, this is such pie in the sky and it's so far away. Zuckerberg says that he's building the successor of the mobile internet. He's helping to build it. He's not going to be the only one that building the metaverse. Delivering a sense of presence, like you're right there with another person. That is what he likes to say, the holy grail of online and social experience. Now watch this. We hope that by the end of the decade, we can help 1 billion people use the metaverse and support a digital economy worth hundreds of billions of dollars. And I put the little asterisk at the decade there because I want us to do the math. And it's basically, we're just on the cusp of 2022. So we're looking at 2029 to 30. Right, 2029 to 30, which is about 7 to 8 years. So that's how it's far away, but we're starting to see it all now, of course. And you'll see, just follow Zuck, put him on favorites, and just if you can stand it. Some of the stuff he shares. Stanford's offering a class completely in virtual reality. It's pretty cool. I think that's kind of interesting. And then I saw this just the other day that Zuckerberg that's him with the goggles on, the VR headset. And he's showing how with these gloves that they're working on, when you go to pick something up, you will literally feel this pressure. He was doing some fencing with someone like, it's all a lot to take in. It's all pretty out there and far-fetched. The other aspect here is this Horizon Worlds. And let me know, does anybody here have they're dropping the name Oculus. It's just going to be called MetaQuest. So if you have a Quest headset, I would be curious to know. And by the way, and I'll drop this link in, if you missed Zuckerberg's keynote back in October where he changed the name to Meta, this whole, you can go to facebookconnect.com. I'm going to pop that right there. You can watch. Well, actually, I'll take the language. You can put whatever language you want. Watch Zuck's keynote. I think it's on his wall as well. But it's mind-blowing that some of the stuff is right there. You can click into it. What he's describing, what's coming. And then on the Horizon Worlds, that just got announced. They launched this called it used to be called Spaces. They retired Spaces and it's now Horizon Worlds. It enables users to socialize through virtual reality. It's open to users 18 plus, 18 or over in Canada and the US with a Quest 2 headset. So, and then you got the Ray-Ban smart glasses. Yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot, isn't it? And let me show you. Yeah, so that's this link right here. You can go to oculus.com. They still have that domain, of course, if anybody's interested in knowing about that. So, and Antonella, you have an Oculus. Agnieszka has an Oculus. Angela. I know, Jen. Yeah, no, I know, right? Yeah, I hear you, friends. So anyway, there's Horizon Worlds if you want to explore that. Now, what I'm going to do is really interesting because as I was putting the slide deck together for this presentation, I'm like, you know what? I've been here before. Who remembers this picture? What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch slide decks just for a moment, and I'm going to show you the, oops, not that one, Mari. Come back. I'm going to switch to a different slide deck, which I had created in 2017. 2017, I'd done a talk for Social Media Day 2017. I got distracted because I shut down my scenes window and I didn't mean to shut down my scenes. There it is. Okay. So watch this. I'm going to show you a few slides from a keynote at Social Media Day San Diego 2017, 4.5 years ago. Here was Zuck talking about the camera was the first augmented reality.
Because
I'm not sure if the volume's coming through in this.
Delicious.
It might be. He's joking about putting Skittles, and then this part here.
Relevant effects that you want to check out. So you're going to be able to tap on the coffee mug, and we're going to surface effects that are relevant to coffee. Right, so you can add steam. In fact, you can make it bigger if you want.
Jumping forward a bit.
You can add flowers that are blooming. You can water the plant with a rain cloud or whatever else it is that you do with plants, I guess. You can tap on the wine bottle,
Oopsies.
and you can add an information card, right? That shows what the vintage of the wine is, and what the rating is, and maybe where to get it, or maybe in the future even a link to buy it.
Okay, so hopefully you were hearing the volume there. If you were not, apologize. But the main thing I wanted to convey, this was Zuckerberg in 2017, which I thought was phenomenal, where you could just take your phone and through the augmented reality technologies that are in there, point your phone at any product, and it pops up a card telling you information about it. He was using an example of a bottle of wine, and he literally said in the future, tap it to buy it. So I thought that was kind of interesting. What else I have for you in this deck?
So
this was live shopping. This was being tested in 2017. It's now really coming out, but this was the ability to do Facebook Lives like QVC or the Home Shopping Network, and all the while your live stream is playing picture in picture while somebody is checking out and buying your products. Oh yeah, that was funny. That was just part of my slides back then. Instagram's growth, the camera effects. This is, if you're tuning in now, this is my slides from 4 years ago. I wanted to just highlight some of the things that have been talked about for a while. This is now Horizon Worlds, right? Facebook Spaces is now Horizon Worlds. But there they were talking about Ray-Bans, and people thought he was crazy, but now it exists. Now this thing absolutely exists. 4.5 years later, they've done the deal with Ray-Ban or the company that owns them. And then he was even saying that there could come a time in 10 years, so that's like another 6 years' time, where instead of Ray-Bans is a contact lens. That kind of spooks me a bit. I don't know. And then they're talking about their secret building 8 and all the things they were doing. And this, what? Really? What if you could type directly from your brain? I mean, this, again, 2017, they were talking about this. And there he was publishing, saying eventually, we're working on a system to help you type straight from your brain. About 5 times faster you can type on your phone today. That's spooky, right? I mean, I like wearables. I wear my Oura ring. I have a Sense 8 device. I have an Apollo thing, and whatever. I do my wearables. Yeah, people like their Fitbits, whatever, but I don't know. And I craft a lot of emails in my mind when I'm not at my desk, and I'm thinking, geez, if I had Zuck's technology, that I could have just crafted that email or that Facebook post. However, I don't know. It's a bit too far-fetched, isn't it? It's kind of scary when we get to that place. All right, let me go back to my main deck, and I'm going to cover groups next. Updates to groups, shops, Facebook ads, including the iOS update, and chatbots. All right, friends, thanks for hanging out with me today. It's fun being with you. And let me know if you've got any questions. I know some of my team members are in here. Because of the way that I was set up with the eCam, I can't put your comments on screen, which is kind of annoying. I know, isn't that wild? Who gets in your brain to do that? I know, that's what spooks me, Jackie. Yeah, Angela's saying biohacking is way off and most business owners are thinking it's far-fetched. Yeah. True, you're right, Robin. Yeah, I know. It is. It's like, whoa. Yeah. All right, back on track here with my presentation. We're doing awesome on time. Thanks for hanging out. I know we're just at the 1 hour mark, and then we're going to take some questions as well. So with groups, some of the updates, and I'm going to cover as many as I can. You may or may not have heard that they're bringing out subgroups. So within your group, like my social scoop has over 18,000 members. If you're not in my social scoop, then I definitely encourage you to be. I know a lot of you are, but I'm going to pop that link in here. I encourage you to join us here. It's not the second, but make sure that you're a member of my social scoop group. And so within a group, you can create a subgroup, right? So let's say you've got a kind of an overarching interest, like mine is predominantly social media, Facebook, Instagram, but somebody really, really wants to talk about, I don't know, Reels. So then there's a subgroup that's just about Reels. And it's free, but then there's also the subscription-based paid subgroups. Shops are coming to groups for you to be able to sell merchandise. I don't know if it's the full-on shops at this stage, but we'll see. And then doing some community fundraisers, community chats where all the admins and moderators can have a side chat, like a little, just a little back channel, if you will, which is really helpful. Live audio rooms, as I mentioned earlier, is coming to groups. Community awards, like little badgy things. I don't know if I'm into that, but that's fine. Lots and lots of admin features, this admin assist thing. Plus, you heard it here first. If you didn't hear it yet, I've heard from good, reliable sources, Facebook is finally going to give us the ability to download the member question data answers natively. I use an app called Group Funnels, and I think there's one other one out there to be able to do that, or a lot of people just have to copy and paste and do it manually. But it's ridiculous that you can ask prospective members to join your group, but then the minute you hit accept them as a member, the answers vanish into thin air. I just astonished me all this time that Facebook's never given us a native way to capture that information. Obviously capturing the email is wonderful, but even just the data, the answers. So that is coming. Yay! All right, that's my brief update on shops. There's probably a lot more. On groups, excuse me. Let me double check my notes because I think, actually I do want to give you a resource on the groups. There's a great article here from TechCrunch. Facebook groups to gain personalization, subgroups, chat, tools for making money. Yeah, this is a really good article with lots of great screenshots. I'll pop the link in the chat for you guys in the comments. It's Facebook's just really, really doubling down on what they're offering in groups. Some of you might have these features already. But anyway, let me get that link. I'll pop it into your chat. Groups updates. Yay, Sarah says. Keep those group answers. I know. Isn't that silly that we would ask them questions and then not be able to capture the answers? But okay, shops. Hands up who has a shop. Anybody here have a shop? Do you have a Facebook or an Instagram shop? Are you selling physical products? So shops, Facebook and Instagram shops. Big thing really that's going to be coming mostly in 2022 to more users, it's already available now, is what's called live commerce. So Facebook and Instagram's live selling. Remember when I showed you when I was on the other slide deck from 2017? It was being tested 2017 and then it was kind of abandoned for a while and now it's back, mostly mobile. And where people can tune in to your live and all the while it's playing picture in picture with that little floating player. And then people can select the items, how many, the color, the size, whatever they want, and check out and purchase all the while they're still watching your live, which I think is really awesome. Now, this is interesting. Teenagers are taking over purchasing for families, the purchasing function for families. Roughly 60% of web purchases are now impulse buys. Can you guys believe it? Impulse buys. I'm like, well, hands up. Who's made an impulse buy? I know I have. I see something going by. I am so bad about seeing like Instagram ads. I had to stop myself. Like, I've bought so many things on these Instagram ads, and I'm like, okay, that's crazy. But anyway, that's a really, really cool feature to be able to do the live selling. I know I see some of your comments there about what's the requirements to do live commerce. Karen's asking, anyone with a shop? Yeah, and if you have a shop, you definitely need a shop set up. And then if you don't have the ability to do the live selling yet, then it's coming, and I think it's probably North America, right? US and Canada first. But live commerce really exploded in China, and it's moving fast in the US, and it's predominantly was like influencers, those with whatever certain number of followers, combined with the shop, combined with the live streaming, almost all on mobile. And so it's really moving fast in the United States. So let's see, what else do I have there? And shops coming to groups, I'd mentioned, with the be able to sell merchandise. Quick shout out to my dear friend Mark Schaefer. I was reading Social Media Examiner's predictions post where I've made a contribution as well. And Mark Schaefer, he's wonderful. He's written so many books, and that's where I got these little nuggets about the teens, the web purchases, and China. My slides seem to be doing little wonky things. I can see it in my little preview, but not on the main. That's weird. Shops are coming to groups and to sell merchandise. There it goes. Now, big question I've been asked for years is, when is Facebook going to allow us to sell digital products, right? Digital products or service-based businesses. I don't know for certain, but I've heard there actually was an Instagram employee, someone who works directly for Instagram. I have it on one of my blog posts last year or earlier this year, where that came up as a question, and she categorically said, yeah, absolutely, we're working on other ways for different types of shops, or different types of, or different ways to allow other types of businesses to, be able to have your digital product or your service purchasable, buyable through the shop function. So that's kind of cool. I like that. Shoo, all right, let's cover a lot to cover here. I know we're going through so much, and happy to be here with you. You can always come back and watch the replay too. And so let's do this. We're going to pivot and talk about ads. My least favorite topic. It really is. I don't know. Facebook ads has just gotten ridiculously more complicated, more challenging, and especially for the small business owner, more expensive. And right now, this time of the year, the holidays, starting around late October all the way through January, ad prices pretty much anywhere are more expensive, just because more people are advertising for, the holiday season. The key is absolutely to create a cohesive strategy. That, like, your Facebook ads shouldn't just like live in a silo. Multiple channels, emails, collecting those emails, nurturing those emails, testing and iterating, testing with micro budgets, really seeing what works. Don't give up if you just go all in on some ads and oh my gosh, that didn't work. Guess what? The number one reason why Facebook ads don't work for newer advertisers, folks who are just kind of starting out or like getting going with their ad strategy, the top reason your ads are not performing is they are not targeted properly. They're not targeted properly. How many times have you opened up your news feed and you see an ad that's so irrelevant? All right. I'll see like, you're going to target me, something to do with dogs. Well, I don't have a dog. Or young kids. Well, I don't have young kids. Or how to grow my chiropractic practice. Well, I'm not a chiropractor, so it's, yeah. So, those are, we get the targeting right. And that's why you have to test the creative, test the landing page, test the offer. And the cool thing, speaking of testing, is you have the ability to do that right inside of Creator Studio. I don't know if you know this exists, but let me show you inside of Creator Studio. shut down a few tabs first. And okay, perfect. I'm going to show you my back-end dashboard. I don't really mind or care because the stats are what they are. See, I've made $1.20. Woohoo! It's probably from whatever ads in my videos. But inside of Creator Studio, I want you to go to Tools, and it's right there. It's called feature called Post Testing, and this is free. This has nothing to do with ads, although Facebook would like you to test your posts and see which one is a winner, and then you might put budget behind the winner. But you can compare. If I go start testing, pick a page, you can compare up to 4 different video posts, and maybe you tweak the thumbnail or the heading or something like that, and then you can compare an image post to a link post to a text post. And just tweak it a little bit and just see. Now, what's cool is that will go out and you will get results in little as 10 minutes. So within 10 minutes, what happens is Facebook takes your various different posts, it puts them out there to a cross section of your followers, and it just sees, okay, who's responding. And the one where people respond, engage, react, comment the most, that one becomes the winner, and they push that out to the rest of the followers. So I definitely encourage you to use the post testing feature. Now, this is a fun concept called finding your unicorn posts. Those are your organic posts that get up to around 10 times more reach and engagement. And those are the ones you want to promote. That's your audience is saying, we're engaging with this. We love this. This is a great content. They're responding. So put a little budget behind that. Now, for your ad objectives, if you use on platform, I'm seeing different studies out there saying that on platform Facebook ad objectives are performing really well. That is 2 different types. Messages, so you're getting people to message you on Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp or Instagram Direct, or you do a lead ad, and there's 3 types of lead ads. It's a form where they fill in their name and email, or they could put the phone number in. I wouldn't ask for too many fields. Or they can call you, or they can have a chat with you. It's basically similar to Messenger. And I've heard from good sources that Facebook's likely to add more targeting options that leverage more of the activity on Facebook, which is great. You can already do that now, right? Targeting video viewers, targeting people that have engaged with any of your content on Facebook or Instagram. Now, with the giant adpocalypse, the iOS 14, 15, the Apple basically gave iPhone and iPad users the option to opt out of being tracked. So if I see a Facebook ad and I click on it on my mobile device, my iPhone, and now I'm off on that website, and then that advertiser is able to track me. But now you can say, you know what? No, I don't want to be tracked. But the thing is, the cookie is crumbling. I know, it's one of my favorite slides, the cookie monster. The cookie monster is eating all the cookies. The cookie is just a tiny little piece of tracking code. They've been used for a long, long time to track activity across the internet and to help be able to track like conversions, also for retargeting. If you've ever gone to visit a website and you've looked at a dress, a camera, a pair of boots, a car, whatever it might be, you're looking at something to buy, and then maybe it's like not the right time, and then all of a sudden it feels like that thing suddenly starts following you everywhere. You see it on Facebook or Instagram, around the internet. It's like, how do they know? It's like I keep getting targeted by this same dress or boots or camera or car, whatever it might be. That's my simplest, easiest way to explain what cookies are, what the tracking pixel is. And what it looks like this is with Facebook, but it's not just Facebook, it's all companies, all apps that Apple is saying, hey, you have to give users permission, the option to allow tracking or not. So the cookie's crumbling, the tracking pixels are becoming less effective. Google's Chrome browser, they're going to stop stop supporting pixels in their Chrome browser. It was supposed to be by January 2022. They've changed it and moved it to 23 now. So advertisers should really rely less on third-party data. And there's also a new Facebook attribution system coming, I've heard from good sources. That means to attribute where it's kind of like a ranking system of where all the different touch points of which one made the purchase, made people make a decision. And Facebook's also going to continue developing its own tools to combat this crumbling cookie. So here's what you can do, friends. Here's how you can be a counter cookie. Use what's called first-party data, and that's your own email list. Your own email list. Emails are still absolutely golden and critical and important. You can do lead magnets and quizzes and surveys and contests. I just the other week led a course on lead generation. It's called Lead Generation Made Simple. The cool thing is when you're collecting that first-party data, you know it's accurate because it's you've collected it. You're not relying on a third party. This is a whole other separate class. It's finished now, but it's only $97 for one or $149, I think it's for two. But lead generation made simple, and then I got my ad copywriting clinic. So those are a couple of classes that you can check out right here. And I'll pop that in here. So much, I know. Yeah, absolutely recording it. Yeah, it always records. Facebook Live always records. It's an instant replay. So this is really fun. A 3-part class that teaches you all about how to really combat this whole, relying on the cookies, and so generating your own leads, promoting your offers, and then also have a whole segment on nurturing them with the emails, how to get past the promotions tab and things like that. So that's one thing, is to using your own first-party data. And then you can create custom audiences in Facebook and Ads Manager. And you can use that on-platform engagement data. So that is, I mentioned it just briefly, video views, people who've engaged with any of your content, interact with lead ad. There's wonderful, wonderful ways to create engagement data. And then do retargeting, right? So if somebody watched your video, then maybe they didn't opt in, then you can retarget them with a different ad creative. Now, what if you have a small budget? This was a big question that came up in a lot of the chats we're having. What if I have a small budget? How can I, as a small business owner, get some reach and engagement and conversions, more importantly, right? Sales and signups if I have a smaller budget. Well, I encourage you to do everything you can organically, right? And so I really recommend taking a good look at my course, only $147, such a great deal, and you get both seasons. It is, I think I saw a comment go by, if you were in season 1, you automatically, if you're in season 1, I should have made that clear. Anybody listening here right now today on the live or the catch of the replay, you automatically, I already put it in the group and I'll email you as well, but you automatically get a free pass. You're getting season 2 included. And if you haven't done it before, you'll get instant access to all of this material for season 1. And then you also get the live classes, which I'll lead in February and March. We'll have one little meet and greet on January 27th, just so it's not too far away. Then with your ads, using small incremental budgets, and keep testing and testing and testing, and don't give up. Get help too if you need to. Costs are increasing. It's getting more complicated. Get help if you can, as I mentioned. And you might possibly think about TikTok ads. I'm hearing and seeing a lot of folks, a lot of business people saying they're doing really well with their TikTok ads. If your audience is there, and most are, or maybe you do ads on YouTube, just diversify a little bit if Facebook ads are making you tear your hair out. Let's talk about metrics. I've put this slide in so many of my presentations over the last several years because it's critical to separate metrics into 2 categories, 2 buckets. You've got literally Sheryl Sandberg, COO of Facebook, or now Meta, called them proxy metrics. Sometimes you'll hear them called vanity metrics. That doesn't mean that it's vain to have them, because we need them to a certain degree. You need both sets. Just don't get overly focused on the proxies. They are precursors. They're like you need them before you get the business metrics, usually. Those are numbers of fans and followers and your reach and your impressions. Also, all engagement data, video views, reactions, comments, shares. So for instance, let's say you're really young and you got a new job and you're working for a company, and you go to the boss, CMO, maybe the marketing manager or the CEO, right? And you say, hey, boss, we got 10 more reactions on this post today, or we got 15 more, 1,500 or whatever. If you get lost, it's obviously there's something, if something goes really viral. But if you're measuring all of these metrics and you're telling the decision makers at the company, here's our data. They're like, well, but how many leads did we get? How many sales? How many signups? How many clicks? Did we get any new customers? Did we make any more money? So that's why we need to also measure the business metrics. Of course, that stands to reason, but the 3 metrics are traffic, leads, and sales. So as you're doing your social media content, it's really important to, especially like with this Reels thing, right? People is like just cranking out these Reels and wondering what's the purpose of it, maybe not really even seeing that many results. And, I don't mean to be putting it down. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. But I just want to say that, let's say you're doing lots and lots of Reels or whatever content format, videos. Usually if you're doing good videos, they should be getting some traction. But then you're not following that through and focusing on making some offers and generating leads and then nurturing those leads to becoming customers. That's the point I'm trying to make, is we don't stop at just like push content out there, get some engagement, get some traction, and then wait for the phone to ring. We have to guide people gently and to help them understand how they can do business with us. I've decided to include this one. I was talking to Christopher about it last night. I know all those new acronyms, right? MER, M-E-R versus ROAS, return on ad spend, or ROI. Most people know what ROI is, return on investment, but ROAS is return on ad spend. But MER is I think it's been around for a little bit. It's media efficiency ratio or marketing efficiency ratio. It is just a slightly different way to look at your overall spend. And with the media, it is total revenue divided by total paid media spend. So for instance, let's say you generated 10 grand in sales and you spent $1,000 on ads. Then you have an MER, you could say that's a ROI as well, but it's a ratio of 10. Or the marketing efficiency ratio is your total revenue divided by your total marketing spend across all channels. Just a slightly different way of looking at things. If that helps you, I thought I would include it there on this particular topic of metrics. All right, so chatbots, I think that might be our last subject. And and how to get support. Chatbots is my final subject. Then I'm just going to briefly share how to get support when things go crazy at Facebook, which they can do. And then if you don't know, I had my business manager hacked in September. I wrote up a huge blog post about it. And there's certain things that are really important for you to do. I had them all in place anyway, the 2-factor, all that stuff. And somehow still these nefarious characters managed to add themselves to my business manager. So I wrote up my experience in a way to help more people if that happens to you. But meanwhile, let me come back here and finish up on chatbots. Native versus third-party chatbot. Now, when chatbots first came out, and really over the last several years, there's been a real kind of big growth in people like embracing them. But then there's also people like me who kind of like embraced them, went all in. I worked with ManyChat, Mobile Monkey, my friend Larry Kim, and then now I don't use a chatbot, but I've seen more people using them on Instagram, and that's fine. But the native, meaning Facebook's own chatbot, is really quite sophisticated, or not sophisticated, but it's got more features. So for both Messenger and Instagram, this is inside where you get to it. Is you go to your Facebook page and you click on inbox, on your inbox, and then look for automated messages. I think I have a screenshot coming up for you. You've got instant reply, frequently asked questions, keywords. Like I could have set this up. I didn't get it set up in time, but I could have had you guys add a comment to this Facebook Live, whether you're watching it right now or later, with a certain hashtag, and it would DM you. It would DM you with a certain whatever. I could do a lead magnet, right? Then you could also set up your own custom keywords in a direct message. So somebody DMs you, sale price, or and then you send them your special goodies that's on sale right now. And there's lots more, lots of great features. It's totally free, totally native. Go to your Facebook page and then click on inbox, and you'll see it right there. And then you can also add the chat plugin to your website. And then there's 3 different, more sophisticated. If you're doing more sophisticated campaigns, there's the screenshot I was talking about. So you click on inbox, and then you've got your automated responses. That's those items I just mentioned right there. And then there's your chat plugin. So invariably, that is exactly what I do on my pages, right? This is my if you don't know, this is called F-bomb. I call it F-bomb for fun. It's FBOMM is the acronym for Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass. Not like we're going to be swearing. what I'm doing with my F-bomb is I'm going to help you to get from F-bomb to FB-OM. But anyway, I digress. Here's the little chat bot. You can set it up so it's just the wee logo down there, or it can be the pop right up. So this is really great. If somebody's on your sales page and they have a question for you, they can ask you a question right in Facebook, or they can be a guest. It's a great tool, great tool. So it's really easy to do that inside your page. Go to inbox, go to chat plugin, configure it however you want, and then you drop the code in to where you want. Now then, what happens when things go awry, which they often do? You need help, something goes crazy. Well, and also a lot of you were asking how to keep up to date. Well, obviously follow me, join my group. Yay, there I've been like shameless plug. Follow me and I will keep you as up to date as I possibly can. And what I typically like to do, many of you have been in my community for many years, and what I like to do is sort through and sift through and curate all of the, go past all the noise of all the tiny little levers and bells and whistles and dials that are changing. This button moved and that button moved. It's like, okay, fine. But how I like to go for the bigger changes that make a significant impact on your business. And I decipher that, explain it in a way that is helpful and meaningful to your business. So don't come to me for every little nuance of change. You can also go to my Social Scoop group. It's really, really wonderful resource. You can get some good help in there. I am going to give a little plug for my longtime friend, Matt Navarra. If you do want to know where all the buttons and levers and dials every single day on all the platforms, then Matt's your guy. He has a good newsletter too. His community are mostly social media managers. He has a Facebook group and a newsletter. Then you can just subscribe to or put them on bookmarks or whatever, see first. So Meta's own Facebook, Instagram blogs. And definitely come on board. I keep saying this, but my Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass program will really help keep your finger in the pulse of how to make Facebook work for you in 2022. Now, in terms of getting support, one of the main places you can do that, if you use Business Manager, inside of Business Manager, there's a little chat. It's fairly new. They used to have it publicly available, but now it's kind of hidden inside of Business Manager. And I teach you how to set that up. It's actually one of my bonus videos in the Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass is bonus video number 1. I'm going to show you exactly how to configure your Business Manager. I put this bullet in here, the second to last. I don't know about you, friends, but I think the number one way, we got to tell Zuck this. Somebody please tell Zuck. Let's call him right now. The number one way that Facebook could dramatically improve, like overnight, their reputation is offering infinitely better customer service, right? I mean, infinitely better. It's practically non-existent. And it breaks my heart. You wouldn't believe how many people DM me, email me, call me, and thinking that I work for Facebook, or those that don't know that I work for, that know that I don't work for Facebook. They're just like, can you help me? I'm at my wit's end. I can't get a hold of anybody. I've been locked out of this account, or I can't do any advertising, or my business manager was hacked. And it just, I could cry. It just breaks my heart. And so I just feel so strongly, Zuckerberg, if you're listening, and team, and I do have the ear. I have the ear of some global director level, decision makers, staff, leaders inside of Facebook, and I have drawn this to their attention numerous times, and it just I don't know, I go crazy when it seems to fall on deaf ears. Anyway, thank you. I know, I hear you, Jen and Tina and Jan. Yeah, for customer service, right? So with that, I have a little summary slide for you. I have a summary slide, so definitely come and check out mariasmith.com/FBOMM. We'd love to see you there. We have a Facebook group. There's over 500 people are in here already, by the way. Like 520 or 30, something like that went through season 1. And so they will happily welcome you in to the community. And then we'll have those live classes together next year. So here's your key takeaways and action steps. Organic is not dead. Don't let me tell you that it is. Remember that slide I showed you? I got 205% organic reach. Increase your organic reach with video, native video, live video, stories, reels. The metaverse is coming, but listen, stay focused. Stay focused on the fundamentals of your business and marketing. It's far away and it's far-fetched, and I just don't think it's going to impact that many people right now. But listen, if you're way out there and you love it and you have a Quest 2 and you're all up into that world, then great. Go for it. Keep us posted. I would say doubling down on your groups could be a really good strategy to weave into your 2022 plans. Configure your native chatbot, native meaning it's free, that Facebook offers it inside of the inbox, and having those chat triggers, comment triggers, and putting the chatbot plugin on your, it's not chatbot, it's not bot, but the chat plugin on your page. Focus on your own first party data. Gather up those lead magnets. Have lots and lots of lead magnets in 2022, and do quizzes and surveys and you name it, contests you can do, measuring those right metrics in the 2 buckets, right? The proxy metrics and the business metrics. And of course, join my F-Bomb program, Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass Season 2. Love to see you there. With that, I think I have a couple of closing comments for you. So with the whole metaverse, AR, VR craziness, technology might be moving at warp speed, which it certainly is. It's crazy making. I mean, that thing I showed you about the technology to read our thoughts and it types out. I mean, that's in the works, been in the works for a little while. But the thing is, fundamentally, as human beings, we haven't changed all that much. In other words, we want to know that we matter, that we belong, that we are being seen, that we're being recognized, we're being heard, right? Heard. Hello, Zuckerberg. Give us some good, proper service. Could you imagine Apple Care, like the level of Apple Care? If Facebook was able to offer that, people would even pay for it. So anyway, we want to know that we belong and that we're heard. Don't go too crazy with that tech stuff. And of course, my favorite saying for well over a decade is content is king, but engagement is queen, and she rules the house. So yes, we want to have terrific content. Yes, we want it to convert to sales, leads in sales, but we also want to lean into building those deeply connected, intimate communities. And I was raised a Quaker, as some of you might know, and Christopher always liked to remind me of the kind of the motto of the Quakers is, build your house by the side of the road and be a friend to man. And that's what I like to do with my offerings, is I am a friend to all of you. I'm building my house by the side of the road, by the side of the metaverse, the social media world, and I'm being a friend to men and women. I wish I could put your comments up on the screen, but unfortunately, because it's set up by a scheduled Facebook Live, some reason it doesn't let me put your comments up there. Anyway, thank you, Bloom. Thank you, Mariana. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Yeah, thanks, Sherry. Blessings to you. It's been a joy and a pleasure to be here. You probably have lots of questions that I did not see and wasn't able to get to because it's hard to really multitask. But yeah, hey, Barbara, you're a Quaker as well. That's really cool. Yeah. Oh, what a joy to be with you today. Yeah. My pleasure, Jan. Yeah. And you guys have a blessed holidays. I hope to see you in the Facebook Organic Marketing Masterclass Season 2. We can dive in right away, even though the live classes are not till January 27. We'll have kind of like an open house, and then February 2nd for 6 weeks. We'll do the live classes. But I hope you got some good value here today. Enjoy the rest of the day, afternoon, evening. Happy weekend. Merry Christmas to those that celebrate. And I am so excited because Mari's going to leave the building, and I am giving myself the gift of about 2.5 weeks, quote, off out of office. And first time in eons. I can't remember ever how long ago I did that last. Love you back, Amber. You're so welcome. I did see a couple of questions there. Jitka, can you merge personal profile with business page? No, you can't merge a personal profile with a business page. Even if you were to switch to the professional mode, I do believe that Facebook will not be allowing us to merge a professional mode personal profile. Oh, wait a minute. Merge. Yeah. Back in the day, they used to give us the ability to convert. You might still be able to convert a personal profile to a page. Mona is asking, am I using NPE? I'm not using NPEs as New Pages Experience. I've heard so many people have lost their reviews. It's a bug. It's a glitch. Even if you lose them, they should come back. It's really frustrating, I know. Yeah. Thank you, Bloom. Thanks, Deborah. Elizabeth, you guys are awesome. Oh, Kate, no, here's the thing. She's saying if you haven't done season 1, is it mad to join season 2? Not at all. The cool thing is that you get instant access to all of the materials from season 1. And even if that's too much for you to study on your own, just come on board and you can peek around and check out some of the materials. We've got transcripts, we've got video tutorials, we've got live Q&A calls that were recorded, and then you'll get all the fresh. Well, it's not all brand new and fresh because a lot of it is still very, very current, but I will be doing a little bit of updates, and that's what I'll be leading live starting February 2nd. Thank you, Becky. I'll see you at FBOM. Thanks, Angie. I appreciate it. Oh, you're the best. Thank you. Heidi, hello, sweetie. Thanks for saying, hey, Lisa. Oh, Sabrina, converting is gone. I wondered. That's probably because they knew that this professional mode thing was coming out. Yeah. Hey, Philip. Yeah, I'm speaking at Social Media World. Absolutely. Are you going? I will see you there. I think Mike has me up as one of the top speakers there. If I go to, where's my little doodad? Yeah, because we didn't. Did we have? Oh, I guess it was virtual, wasn't it? It was virtual, but there's a picture of me right there. See, I'm number 1. Oh, thanks, Mikey. So yeah, that's always fun. So this, and I think they're offering a virtual ticket as well. But that'll be great. That'll be a fun event. So I know it's been a while since I've been out there in the field. I'll see you there if you're going. Awesome, Kate. Sweet. Yay. We'll see you in there. You're so welcome. Thanks, Adair. Wait, I just saw one question there. This thing is moving so fast. It's jumping back and forth. Angie, you're asking me what's the difference in FBOM 2 and the VIP Masterclass? The VIP, you mean the upgrade? If you're asking about the upgrade, that's one-on-one. You get me for 2 hours, plus I spend about 2 hours going through all of your intake form answers. It's a private coaching consulting. But if you're asking about the lead generation made simple and then the ad copywriting clinic, those are 2-3 part. Each one has just 3 modules. It's short and sweet, but packs a punch. It's really powerful, very deep on those particular topics. Thanks, Sarah. Okay. Yeah. All right. I best press the pause button there. That's enough chatting for today. We'll see you in season 2 FBOM if you're going. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the Social Scoop group. We'll see you on my page. I'll circle back later when I have some energy back again, and I will definitely. Oh, thanks. You're asking me for the link. You betcha. Yeah, that's it. It's marismith.com/FBOM. That's not with the B. It's not the proper spelling of FBOM. It's Mari being a little cheeky with her acronyms. FBOMM. Yeah. And if you are in season 1, if you did not hear this before, if you're in season 1, do not buy a ticket. You already have a complimentary pass to season 2. Okay. Many blessings to all. It's been a wonderful joy hanging out with you. I know I'm loath to leave you now, but it's like I better go and rest my voice. Take good care. Have a wonderful, happy, merry holidays and all that wonderful good things. We'll see you again real soon. Take care and bye for now.